For the past 4 years, this has been my view every single morning when I wake up. And I am about to trade it all to live in a camper. I'm equally excited as I am heartbroken. I love this place so much.
One of the hardest parts of achieving your biggest dreams is actually getting what you want. And I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out. We always dream of our future, but never the present moment in front of us. Sometimes we don't even realize that until we make it to the destination of our goal, that the journey was pretty damn incredible. I'd be lying if I said it didn't hurt thinking about leaving this place that I've called home for the past 4 years. I love it here. I love waking up to the sunrise on the lake, seeing the amber mountains and trees. I love starting my mornings either cold plunging in the middle of winter or diving off the docks to start my day. I love the epic mountains that I'll never get tired of gazing at. I love my home, my friends that have made this place feel so special. I love the woodsy drives to Tahoe, the Caribbean blue waters that'll take your breath away not only from its beauty but also from its breathtakingly cold temperatures. I love the giant boulders that get heated up in the sun that you can just lay out on all day. I love the skiing and skateboarding and hiking and playing here and the sense of community here that I honestly, for once, feel like I belong in. I feel safe, I feel comfortable, but yet I've made it. I'm here after confessing my dream of van life to my boyfriend and deciding to go all in on renovations to this camper from the 70s to hopefully live in together and travel out of. Almost 2 years of busting our asses and we're finally approaching the finish line. And do you know how I feel? I'm scared, I'm uncomfortable, and I don't feel ready at all. But the truth is, I know I'm ready. I know that in order to keep growing, you have to keep going, and that means pushing past my uncomfortable feelings, regardless of being scared. What I didn't realize until this year is that most of us aren't scared of failing. We're scared of success. It all makes sense on why succeeding and finally doing van life like my 10-year-old self dreamed of is scary. It's not like my life right now. I don't know what's to come, but I do know that succeeding in this dream requires me to let go of a lot. From saying bye to friends, my apartment, my favorite coffee shops, hikes, the swimming at the lake, even my childhood car. Succeeding at this one thing means moving on. And what if moving on isn't actually better than what I have? I simply come back. I think a lot of us get wrapped up in settling because our life seems to be good and we cut off our full potential to a life so spectacular beyond measure. And I've decided that it scares me more to not take the jump now at 26 than to try and fail and go back. I'm a firm believer in gut feelings. Hell, I drove 3,000 miles across the country alone, away from my home to move to the mountains, off of one gut feeling. I've never stepped foot in California. I had no clue how insanely special Tahoe was. It all just fell perfectly into place like a puzzle. That's how I know this journey with Anthony that I'm about to start. It's meant to be. And I know I'm scared, but not so much about failing or it going wrong, but the success. Because that truly means I have to say goodbye, and no matter how good it feels to get what you want, there's a moment of extreme gratitude for the journey. These moments to let go of something good and comfortable is not easy, but I have this deep sense inside of me that I just need to do this. I can't explain it any more than that. So yeah, this is my last month in Tahoe, and I've just been documenting my journey of packing and selling my childhood car, and I wanted to document all of these big changes because I know I'm going to look back and thankful that I have it. So, whenever I first moved here, it came furnished, and I was trying to think of ways to make it more of my own home. And one of the things I did with this table is turn it into a Polaroid table. I decided that I wanted to keep all of my memories from Tahoe in this table, which is really hard to put away.
It is time to start the process of moving into my home. I just got really cute glassware for the camper. Hopefully it doesn't break. These little bowls, and they have lids on them, so you can put them in the fridge for your little overnight oats. Just figured they're like very vintagey vibes. Okay, I also got these because if you follow me on IG or TikTok, you already know I'm an iced coffee gal and I just like having nice glassware. But yeah, it like literally feels like I am moving back into my college dorm. Something about like restocking, like just I have so many like new like restocks of my skincare, and like I don't know, something about the way I'm packing up this tiny home reminds me of, you know, the new start, I guess, of like going to college and a new year in school. I'm not sure if it's just how our school system has wired me, but it seems like I enter a new chapter every 4 years. Much like entering high school and then graduating after 4 years and moving on to college and then graduating after 4 years, now I'm leaving this place that I've made home for the past 4 years in the mountains to live out a new dream of mine, to live on the road. Now, I'm not going to lie, as exciting as this is, it's also equally as exhausting. With the days just dwindling down to moving in, I just can't get over how much stuff that we have to do. It is day 2 of moving into the camper, and I locked myself out of my house. I just came home to drop off groceries and load up the truck one more time to pack it up. And I locked myself out during a hailstorm. I'm so tired. We have about, what day is it? We have about 5 more days until we're all like supposed to be out of here. If you get too overwhelmed when there's too many things to do on your to-do list, here's your reminder that you truly can only do one thing at a time. I don't know how many times I've overwhelmed myself during this month with the move, but really it's as simple as just doing one thing at a time. As soon as I changed my mindset to this, things actually started getting done and looked a little less like this. This is going to be a lot of work. But after tackling it step by step, it looked a little less like this and a little more like home. I just got done decorating and organizing in the camper for the day, and I feel so sick right now. I think I'm getting a cold, but I just saw one of the prettiest things ever, and I can't wait to go see it. Good morning. We have 5 days home until we are officially moved into the camper, and I think I've decided that I want to jump into the lake every single day until we leave. He's not happy.
No more crate.
Sad? That's really sad.
Yep, no more. Your crate. Bye-bye.
No. Not the crate. And just like that, we are all packed up. I hope this is our last storage unit run. It's funny how when I was younger, I always wanted the newest item, and in college, I dreamed of graduating, getting a big girl job, and making my first big purchase of buying a nicer, newer car. And obviously things have changed since then, and now after having my Jeep Patriot for 10 years, I'm so sad to pull off every single sticker that I put on it, and think about how we're fixing it up, not to keep it, but to finally give it a new home. I've just been lying in the sun for an hour. I really don't feel good. But the day must go on. I have so much to pack, so I'm gonna jump in this lake and wake up, take another ginger turmeric shot, and hopefully that makes me feel better. Yeah, let's go jump in the lake. Hi, it is my last day here in Tahoe, and I have a cold, and my apartment looks like this. Basically everything out is what I'm either storing or putting into the camper. You don't realize it, like, whenever you live in a larger space, like how much stuff you accumulate, because whenever I moved here with what could fit in my Jeep, and that was it. And to like even look at what I have now just like around me on the floor is so overwhelming. Like, I cannot handle it. I don't ever want to be in this position again. I never want to own this much shit. Take this as your sign to go through your stuff now. That way, whenever a life change comes up, it's way less stressful for you, because universe gave me a cold to remind me that I should have just been chilling the last couple of days in Tahoe, but instead I am last minute moving out with a cold. Oh, also, I sell my car today. Oh, it's running so nice, and like, it's so clean, and it reminds me of when I first had it. Yeah, I've had the thing for a long time. It's been on so many road trips, back from Pennsylvania to Maine dozens of times when I was in college, across the country from Pennsylvania to California. It's been there with me longer than, yeah, a lot of people in my life. I'm not crying, you're crying. I just found this sign that my dad drew on my Jeep whenever I first got it. I'm on my way to Reno to sell my car. I'm like kind of numb about it. I feel like my body's like trying to like numb my sadness about getting rid of my first and only car. But we're on our way to do it, and we got to make these big steps in order to enter a new chapter in life sometimes. So I'm excited to give it to someone that's so excited to have it.
And just like that, it's move out day. It's a pretty crazy feeling to see my apartment this empty, and after packing up, we decided to drive to Tahoe to watch the sunset with my friend Jocelyn. Josh is one of my closest friends in Tahoe, and our dogs are also best friends, so we had to get together before we hit the road.
So we are officially moved out of the apartment. How do you feel? You feel great?
I feel retired.
He feels retired. Anthony's officially done working for the foreseeable future. Now he's working with me. But we have one last lake tip to do, and we're doing it in Tahoe this time.
I think it's finally time to load our camper up. And while Stanley seems pretty unsure about this, I know we're all about to have a really great summer. And spoiler alert, our time on the road has already not gone to plan. We ended up having to hang back locally for several more days than anticipated, and honestly, it was just a blessing to get some extra time at home. I have a feeling that one of the biggest lessons about living on the road is going to be that you kind of just have to go with the flow. You can't always control a certain situation, but you can choose how to react and how it's going to affect you. After all, one of our biggest goals with traveling on the road in our truck camper is not to have to follow a set plan. And if we see an enticing road that leads us to an amazing camp spot, we want to be able to spend the night. If we fall in love with a new town, we want to be able to stay for a few weeks. We've never had this amount of flexibility, and we're so ready to enter this chapter. I hope we get to see you on the road someday, but for now, I'll have to see you in the next video.